So we got our wall open and we're about to start reframing the studs so that we can install the zip correctly, and we just wanted to document what was here before we take the last of it out. We went to great pains to try and level our foundation here, and it does slope down by about a ½ inch in this 12-foot section, but the problem is that the zip board has been built off this pantry that was added to the back of the house and that we had to detach because it wasn't structurally sound. But basically the level of the pantry has left the zip board sloping up and our skirt sloping up while the house slopes down, and the zip board really needs to be built in relation to the beam at the bottom. We had a standard of starting at 2 inches from the top was the agreement, but just ignored it. And I think what it is there was some stud work along the top of here that held a drop ceiling. As you can see, what we've done is tried to attach it to the top and then ignored the fact that this is more than 8 feet, so that the bottom of our old zip board didn't reach the beam. And then when we discovered that, his solution was to add this blocking, which is obviously nonsense, and you can see other videos of me pulling it out with my hands because it's not screwed together properly. As we go through to some of this stud work that he's added, you've got on the zip, on the edges of the material, you're supposed to have a screw every 6 inches, so 8 foot would be 16 screws per piece at the edge. So there's 32 screws attached to this piece of wood, which has been added. It's white pine. There's one screw holding it here. There's one screw in here. As we go up, there's one screw in this little block, which I could pull out with my hand very easily. There's one screw here, and there's one screw here. This is trash. This is a gap with my hands inside it. You can see that this is not the kind of thing you want to find someone's hidden inside your wall and told you they framed out your building correctly. Again, this kind of thing, totally loose. We've got some of these have been cut with a reciprocating saw. How well you can see how awful that is, and how everything is loose because it's not screwed together correctly. The old framing of the house had been compromised by the previous owner, so a lot of what we're trying to do here is just fix what we already had. And so when you see something like this, where these two pieces of wood are not even attached to each other, you want to screw those back together with a clamp, but not just cover that up and pretend that's good enough and move on to the next step. Tell the rest of us that it'll be fine. So that's about it. I'm going to start pulling this one out just so you can see what happens here. There you go. So that's that piece of wood when it's straight. And that's what's supposed to hold my pantry to my house. So anyway, we decided to go with full sheets of zip starting from the pantry and build the house to the pantry. So it was attached to the edge here that's broken away because there isn't enough material, and to a piece that he had put here, but wasn't attached to any of this. We've rebuilt this where it was all cut out, and the strength of it compromised before taking this out for fear that the house would shift further than it has. So he's added this one at 4 feet. He's then gone in and added this one at 4 feet. And you can see the ones he's added because it's only 2 screws and you can move them with your hand. And then this one at 4 feet. And that avoided cutting 4, 4, 4, 4, and then you just have to cut the last one to 2, I guess was his idea. But what we'll be doing to repair it is cutting the zip to fit to our existing studs and repairing our existing studs. So this one here is within 4 feet. We can double it up and fix it. Our next piece of zip will go back to this original stud, which we can double up and fix it. That'll take us to this one, which we can repair, double up sister. And then the next one will come to about here, and we'll put a little piece in the pantry here to make up the difference where the calculation was wrong, rather than having to adapt the entire building here, right, to the levels of this stupid little 6x14 shed that we tacked on the back. Anyway, we'll send you more updates.